Yo, what up? It's your boy Kev.
It's your boy B. Lou.
Y'all are now tuned into the On the Low podcast.
Let's get it.
I don't know why these bitches be tripping, they all on my phone. I just be pimping, these other dudes simping. I'm making a killing, I'm chasing the millions. Yeah, I don't know why these bitches be hoes, they doing the most. I'm chasing my goals, that's how it goes. I don't know why these bitches be tripping, they all on my phone. I just be pimping, these other dudes simping. I'm making a killing, I'm chasing the millions. Yeah, I don't know why these bitches be hoes, they doing the most. I'm chasing my goals, that's how it goes. Yeah.
Appreciate it.
What's good, everybody? Hope everybody's doing good. Hope y'all drinking your water, feeling good, living better. We got a special guest in the building today, somebody who also been up here before. Go ahead and introduce yourself to anybody who doesn't know.
What's going on, y'all? My name is Jaylanie. I'm an artist. I'm from Delaware, and I'm here to pop my shit.
Let's get it.
It's your boy DJ Bass Drop, the youngest in charge. I'm here, man. Let's do
Yes,
it.
sir.
Yes, sir.
This is going to be a
Let's
fire
do it.
episode. I'm so excited. But before we
So
get into it,
excited.
I'm going to need y'all to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that big red button for your boys. Hit the bell next to it so you know when we're dropping. There's some links in the description. Check us out on Instagram, @officialonthelow. First link, you can send in voice messages if you want to. Anything you want to talk about, talk shit. If you hate on us, go ahead. Say whatever you want. I don't care.
Haters are welcome.
Haters are all welcome. And then if you want to support the show, you can send in anything you want. Anything sent in gets put right back in so we can grow. Go ahead, take it, B.
How y'all doing? Y'all good?
It was a long drive.
What was it, like 2 hours?
Yeah, 3 hours for me.
From
Yeah.
Trenton? Well, you had to stop.
Yeah.
All right, yeah.
Did an hour to Philly and then 2 hours to...
Okay.
Well,
yeah,
I appreciate you making that drive. Appreciate y'all coming down.
Thank you for picking me up.
yeah, of
We have
course,
to
of
make this
course.
happen right here.
100%. So what I want to know is, take me back to the beginning. How'd you get your name, Jaylanie? Because a little birdie told me that's not your real name.
A little birdie was wrong. My name is Iris Jaylanie Gonzalez. So in school, they would call me Iris, and that's how most people know me through like school and, shit like that. But my middle name is Jaylanie.
Okay.
That's what my family calls me, my cousins, my mom, my dad. And that's the name that I identify with in my head. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
that's who I am, like, as a person.
That's the name that makes you turn your head. Like,
Yeah.
all right, yeah.
I mean, Iris too, but I feel like Jaylanie is me at heart. Like, that's the little girl.
Okay.
You know.
And you're Puerto Rican?
I'm Puerto Rican and Dominican, yeah.
Fire. Do you speak Spanish or you're fake Rican?
No, I do. I speak
All right.
Spanish. I'm like
bet.
80% fluent.
Okay.
That's really good.
like it.
Yeah.
I learned a little bit on the job site.
Really?
Just a little bit.
It's always good to know.
Like how to say shovel and stuff like that.
How to say what?
Like shovel. Don't ask me how to say it because I actually forgot that one.
you knew that was the next
How you
question.
gonna
Yeah, I knew,
volunteer
right?
that word? Not
But I
even
know like
it.
turtle is tortuga.
Tortuga?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You someone's dumb, you call them a brunto.
Yeah. That's true. Pendejo.
Yep, bendejo, tu madre.
Yeah.
All they do is talk
That's
shit
fine.
on the job site. So, go ahead. My fault.
How old were you when you started music? What led you to music?
That's exactly what I was going to ask.
I want to know the whole timeline.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you feel me?
Honestly,
break it
the
down.
whole
Well,
timeline.
I first got introduced to music when I was a kid. In my house, in my parents' room, we had like the big Dell computer with the thick back
Oh,
and the box. It was like a little desk. And
the big body.
yeah, my brother used to use it. And I don't know if you guys remember LimeWire.
Yeah.
Like when he used to download illegal
ass
music. and shit.
music. Yeah.
So when he would like not be around, I would go on the computer like to play my girlgogames.com, the little kid Disney Channel shit. And then one day he had a list of a list of songs that he was like ready to download on his iPod Shuffle, and one was like "Kiss Me Through the Phone." It was like "Down" by Jay Sean, and I'm over here thinking he's writing letters to a girl. So I went and snitched on him. I'm like, "Mom, he's talking about "Kiss Me Through the Phone."
That sound dirty.
Yeah. So then from there, I was told that it was music. And growing up in my household, we were super Christian. We didn't listen to rap or hip hop. So it was through him that I really found out what hip hop was, R&B.
Yeah.
And then from there, I just started doing my own research. I got curious. I was like, why am I not allowed to listen to this music?
Yeah.
I if I was a rebel, I like to go against the grain. So I ended up doing my own research, and I just fell in love with it. I fell in love with the music, and I would go on YouTube and look up the lyric videos and memorize all the songs. And then in middle school, I would write raps in my journal, and people would pay me snacks to like write raps about them.
They're paying you in Doritos?
They would pay me in whatever. If you was my friend, I would just make a song about you, and then we would be all at the lunch table. You know how they used to have the lead pencils?
Yeah, the pencils.
So they would make a beat, and then I would like rap it, and it was just a thing. But as far as like first getting into a studio for the first time, I was, I think 16 or 17.
Okay.
Yeah, and it was in some basement in New Jersey that my ex took me to. It was like really like ghetto. Like the setup was like probably like $100. But
How'd that first session go?
I think I was like, it was my first time really getting a feel for the microphone, for the headphones, but I did pretty good. I mean, I went off of Sweetie's dun, 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 dun. What's that song?
That's not tap, is it?
No, it was her first song. Don't stop, get guap, get tongue.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about.
So I went off that song. I don't even know where it's at anymore, but that was the first song that I recorded in the studio. And then from there, it was just up. Like I fell in love. Nothing has ever given me the feeling.
Right.
Yeah. Who are some artists that you were listening to back in that early era when you were with the lead pencils? Like who are some artists that you were listening to back then?
Definitely Lil Wayne, Nicki, Drake.
That whole YMCMB.
That Young Money,
Janae Aiko. It was that era. It was that time. Big Sean.
Yeah.
Slept on.
Yeah.
Very.
Y'all listened to his whole most recent album? It was like a year or two ago.
I'm one of those people who sleep on him now.
He was rapping on that shit. I ain't gonna lie.
I might have brushed, like I might have listened to it a little bit. I haven't tapped into it though. But he's definitely like one of them ones that influenced like me growing up.
So you said you grew up in a Christian family. What was their reaction when they heard your music? Because some of your bars aren't PG.
Well, when I remember vividly one night I was in my room and my dad had found my journal with my raps. And
that's worse than hearing it probably.
Yeah, like he fucking snapped. Like he was disgusted. He was really upset, and I don't remember what he did. I won't lie. I don't remember what he did, but I just remember like he was not for none of that shit. Like my dad is really Catholic, so I don't know. He just wasn't fucking with it.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, like I just always did what I wanted to do.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's fire. Tell me a little bit about your music videos. Like my favorite one was that 512 music video.
Yeah.
With the vintage camera angle, that shit was fire. And then the whole way it was played out. Do you direct your own videos? Like, is that your vision coming to life? What's that like?
Well, I feel like for every music video, it was different. For example, for Private Island, I didn't really have like a set treatment or anything. I just woke up that day and I had the money and I was like, I got $300. Can you shoot this video? And he was like, yeah, like whatever. So we just went to a bus stop and we just recorded random scenes. We went to a bar in front of everybody and I was just doing my thing. For 512, it was definitely a little bit more planned out. I had Devon Milan. She's one of the top stylists in Philly. She came and styled me. We got the Airbnb and it was more of a treatment. I did put like my own creative direction to it. Okay. But the people that shot the video, they gave me like ideas. They were like, pose here, do this, do that. Okay. So it's not nothing that I didn't want to do. It's just like, you know, whatever made sense.
Yeah, part of the game. Yeah. It came out fire though. I fuck with that one.
Yeah, and then for Just Fine, that was with MJ. That was on some.
That one looked fun.
That was on some real random shit too. I feel like all my best like visuals and ideas have come like on some spontaneous shit. Like when it's too planned out, I don't know. I just kind of get burnt out and discouraged. But when it's on the fly, when I come up with it on that same day, it ends up just being a movie. That shit was crazy.
Yeah, that video was hilarious. I seen Hero with the pizza. I seen that
was real Delaware shit. We was over West Side where like I grew up around. We was in Felito's garage. Felito is like some Puerto Rican bull that just be out there.
Shout out to Felito 302.
Shout out to Felito 302, my dog. Yeah. I called him up. I'm like, yo, I need your garage. He's like, Sleepy. He's like, what are you talking about? Like, I just don't ask me no questions. I just need your garage and you gonna see. Yeah. He had to pick his kid up at school. He's like, yo, when are y'all gonna be done? Like, I got shit to do. I'm like, hold on. Like,
let me handle this real quick.
A little bit. Song ain't that long.
Yeah.
So you recently signed to DreamChasers.
I did.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Yeah,
how did those connections even happen? Give me the story. On
Get into all that, please.
Yeah, let's talk about it.
So, actually,
Because Meek's in my top 5.
yeah, no, I love
Easily.
you. That's my
Easily.
dog. And it's just crazy when like someone that you grew up listening to and that was such a big influence in your state, like reaches out to you. He actually reached out to me through DM because he had seen my 512 video.
Okay.
From what he told me, I guess he was going through YouTube or he might have seen a post or something, and then he found it, and he was like, "Who's this?" And then he DM'd me. He was like, "Yo, are you you fire? Like, are you signed? Like, what's up with you? What's your situation?" And then, you know, we were talking back and forth for a few, but this was around the time he was in Miami for his birthday. So nothing really set in stone until like 2 months later. That's when like I did the show at Annual Sin where you were being the DJ.
The first
Was that
one?
the first one?
In Dover?
Yeah, the first one in Dover.
Okay.
And I was performing, and then like my ponytail fell off. It was,
I
I remember.
but I was posting about it, and
Yeah.
it reminded him because the crowd was engaging, all the posts looked lit, and then he like tapped back in. He was like, "Yo, like, what are you doing? Like, what are we doing?"
Yeah.
And I'm like, "What are you doing? Like, I'm waiting
like,
on
what's
you," type shit. And then from there, he sent Garci. He sent Garci, this is his playmaker, to come tap in with me. He got me a couple studio sessions. And then I met him in New York after I was done the 3 sessions, and I just showed him everything that I worked on within those like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And he was impressed,
That's fire.
for sure.
That's fire. That's really dope.
Yeah.
That's dope right
Yeah,
there.
that's different.
What was it like being on that Power 99 stage with everybody?
It was crazy.
powerhouse.
It was unexpected, but I kind of knew in my head that it was going to happen that way. I don't know why. Like, I always like... I knew that he was going to perform at Power 99 this year, and when I met him, like I just had a quick vision of me on the stage, like
Yeah.
on some
That
That's
deja vu?
on some That's So Raven shit.
Deja
Right.
vu.
Like a lot of things in my life, people probably won't believe me. People probably won't believe me, but a lot of the things that are happening now, like I already saw happening before they did. So
Yeah.
That's that spiritual shit.
yeah, no, for real. Like, I be knowing I have dreams and everything. So when I went on that stage, I wasn't nervous. I knew that that's exactly where I was supposed to be. And I knew that he was going to call me out there. It wasn't nothing that we talked about, but
Yeah.
I was ready for it.
just felt it,
Like,
yeah.
I just accepted it. And I was like, it just felt
That's
good
fire.
to get the recognition.
It's
For
fire.
sure.
It's fire. Especially like you saying you could feel it happening. Like I could hear that in your music. Like I listened to Ain't Stressing. Is that what it's you was low key
Yeah,
talking about it in Ain't
yeah.
Stressing, and that it aged well.
Oh my
That song
God,
aged
that's
well.
such an old song. Yeah.
Yeah, nah, that's fire. It's one of my favorites. So I'm not
Yeah, we go
gonna
back
lie.
and
Really?
listen to it.
Yeah.
Is it still on Apple Music?
Yeah, it's still on
Yeah.
there.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm a Spotify guy, though. It's on
Yeah.
Spotify, too.
Yeah, I recorded. No, I love Apple Music, but
Feel
I
me?
recorded that at Wavelab Studios with Geronimo. He's up in Wilmington, Delaware.
Okay.
Yeah, he was also.
I think I've heard his name before.
Yeah, he was one of them ones. He was one of the first to actually get me into like a professional setting, and that's where like I started developing my sound.
Yeah.
And, like starting to, find who I was and my identity.
Yeah.
Shout out to him. He
So
really.
at what point did it go from like, I make music to, I want this to be my career?
I think that I always knew that I was going to be a performer and be an artist, but I went through a lot of like trials like throughout this whole process. I ended up moving to Miami to chase my dreams because in Delaware I just felt like, I don't know, it wasn't big enough for me. I felt like I was too big for the situations I was in.
Yeah.
And at the time I got kicked out of my mom's house. They were like rushing me to leave. It was just like a toxic environment. So I had like $500, if that, from like coins and like little shit that I found around the house. And I just left. And in Miami, I just tried to make it work. I feel like a lot of people go to different cities trying to pop instead of staying in their own state.
Yeah.
And I learned a lot from going to Miami and LA and everywhere that I went, but I got my lessons from it, but I probably should have just stayed in the city and just made it work. But it just wasn't working. It's hard to pop from Delaware. Like there's not a lot of support
It
out
is.
here.
Right.
Exactly.
And we talk about that endlessly. On
Endlessly,
this podcast.
Real
Yeah.
shit.
I feel like this year was a very good year for the Delaware music scene. I feel like a lot of people are actually coming together now, making efforts to like put shows on. That's what we were talking about in the car. I feel like you got introduced to the Delaware music like at a really good place, because back then when I was trying to make it, like it was just me, like by myself. Like I would go to clubs, nobody was spinning my shit, nobody was reposting my shit like that. Like it was really hard.
Yeah.
I feel like Delaware people support when they see other people supporting.
Exactly.
Yeah. And this year was, like you said, this year was a great year for the unification of music in Delaware, and it almost started with Annual Sin. Like Annual Sin kind of popped it off.
Shout out Slug. Shout out Cito.
Slug,
Well, I gotta
Cito,
say,
and then
shout
up
out to
top, too.
Cito, shout out to Slug, but
Shout out to
it
the
really
guys.
started with Ken Boog. Ken Boog was the first this year. I think he did it around March.
Okay.
He did a show in Bear, and Cito and Slug, my bro. I'm sorry, bro. They came to his event, which I was performing at.
Yeah.
And that's where I got to meet them and network with
Okay.
them. And then from there, they did their own show. So I feel like that was really the start
Yeah.
of that. Yeah.
That's dope. That's fire though. So I had a question, but it just left my mind.
How did y'all get locked in? Let's bring bass drop into
That was crazy because we were really talking about it on the way here.
Yeah.
So I'm going to give y'all a breakdown of how I got tapped in with her.
Yeah.
So at the after hours that I usually DJ in North Philly, I one time heard her Jersey Club song, and I really fucked with it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
you remember I was telling you last time, if I
Yeah.
fuck with the music, I'm going to spin it.
Yeah.
So she happened to be tapped in with one of my friends, one of my close friends. His name is Miguel.
Okay.
I asked him, like, yo, whose song this is? You know what I'm saying? He told me, and I was like, yo, I need the MP3. So once I got my hands on the MP3, I just randomly spin it. And she's like loved by a lot of females in Philly, you know what I'm saying? A lot of
Yeah.
females fuck with her. So a lot of times that I DJ in the after where her friends are there, they would ask me to spin it. Anytime I seen her, I just randomly spin it, you know what I'm saying? It's just
Yeah.
that it's showing love, and then it just went from there.
That's fire. That's fire.
That's love.
And there's something to be said about the connection that you make between a DJ and an artist. I think not a lot of artists do that anymore.
I actually got a question about that to her. So, Jaylanie, do you feel like it's important to have a relationship with the DJ? Because the reason why I asked that is because some artists like to keep it professional, straight business, you know what I'm saying? Some artists like to build a relationship outside the business so that way you guys can have chemistry, can make the performance better, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I wanted to know, do you feel like it's important for that?
I feel like as an artist, it's important to vibe. Like, don't force no vibe with somebody. If there's somebody in the industry that's trying to work with you and it's just not like, it's not mixing well, then don't force it. But I feel like being a beginner artist, you can't be like too big in the head or think that you're too proud or too good. Like, you have to be humble, and like we're all trying to make it out. So I think it's so important for you to tap in with your local DJs, because at the end of the day, they're the ones working the clubs. They're the ones that's going to spin your music. It was because of DJ Bass Drop that a lot of people heard my shit, you know, like they'll give you the platform, but you can't, you can't be too proud or think you too good to like lock in with people. I feel like that's where artists get it fucked up, you know?
Yeah.
Yo, I swear to y'all, bro, I lie to y'all not. I only spun her song because I like that. You know what I'm saying? I like that, John. I was not trying to get nowhere with it, none of that.
Yeah.
If I like the song, I'm going to spin your song.
100%.
No matter who it
Straight
is.
like that.
It could be the first. You could be the first person to ever hear it. You
Bro,
spin it if you fuck with it.
Bro, you could be a nobody, bro. If I like it, I'm going to spin it.
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't expect nothing out of what I do with this DJ stuff. You feel me?
Yeah. And that's also kind of how we run the podcast. Like, we only bring people up here if we like their music. If we like them. Like, we don't just bring people up here just to bring them up here. Like,
That's how it gotta be.
That's how it
Right.
should. That's how it should be.
Yeah,
Really
yeah.
how it should be.
And I feel like DJs and podcast people, like, you guys have one of the most important jobs, because you guys give us the platform to use, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like, if the DJs ain't spinning your shit, ain't nobody gonna hear you.
Right.
Exactly.
If you're not on a podcast talking about who you are, how are they gonna know who you are?
Right.
Exactly.
You have to be humble. You have to work with the people that want to work with you.
I've literally became like fans of artists just by watching an interview.
Yeah.
I would never even listened to a song before. Like, oh, I fuck with you.
Let me go bump that now.
And then I'll go bump his
Real
shit.
shit.
I'm like, oh, he good too. And I like the music.
Yeah.
Or I don't know if I just like it more now that I know who they are.
Yeah, because it's one thing to have a like talent, but I feel like now more than ever, it's important that you're relatable to the people, because it's so much, like, the music industry is so saturated with new artists every day coming in, new songs coming out every second. Like, you have to show people who you are
Yeah.
to really like stick. Like, people want to know that they can relate to you and your story. So
Facts.
it's important.
Tell me, what's it like trying to network through the industry as a woman? Like, do you deal with?
I was very curious about
Yeah,
that.
yeah. Like, I want to know what's it like from your perspective having to maneuver through men in the industry.
Yeah, I feel like I don't care what nobody says. This industry is ran by men, and it was really difficult, especially when I moved to LA.
Yeah.
I feel like that moving to LA, I really was just like, this is what I want. Like, I'm willing to do whatever it takes. And I was super humbled because I thought that shit was going to go my way. But I came across a lot of weird, creepy, rapey, nasty men who it's like, they don't care about your talent. Like, yeah, you could have the best voice and the best song in the world. Are you fucking or not?
Right.
Straight like that. Yeah. And if you're not, then they're not working with you.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's hard, but I feel like when you stick to your gut and your intuition and you don't fold under the pressure, but you still got to know how to finesse though. Like, you can't just be super strict. Like, all men are going to have, like, how you say, like, all men have weird tendencies. You just got to know how to maneuver it. And I feel like being a dancer taught me how to, like, gauge that.
Right.
Okay.
How to finesse. Like, I'm not going to fuck you, but for the opportunity, I'm going to flirt with you and make you think
Right.
that you got a chance. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? If that's what it is, and that's what it is. Like, pussy around the world, I'm going to make you think you can have it.
That's
you going to put me on that stage. You going to put me on that platform, though, and then I'm going to duck you.
Most men will fold for a pretty smile.
Yo, real shit.
100%.
Real shit.
And a nice face card.
Yeah.
What, a nice face, pretty smile. What? People, y'all folding. I already know y'all folding.
Y'all heard Belle Biv DeVoe?
I got a question though. So, being that you were a dancer and then now you're just an artist, how is the transition from that?
Good question.
I really wanted to know about that. I'm not gonna lie. Like, that was one question that's been sitting on my mind.
I feel like being a dancer, the money is so fast, and it's like you come in and you decide what you're gonna make. Like, if you want some lazy shit, you're not gonna make no money. If you want some hustling shit, you gonna bring that bag home. But I feel like music is a little different. Like, it's a slow business. Like, you're not gonna blow up one night. You're not gonna make a couple $1,000s in one night. Like, it's very slow. Like, it takes time to develop and to, like, you know, establish yourself in the music industry. As a stripper, you could be a bad bitch and know how to shake ass, and, you know, you gonna forever make your bag. It's just fast money. So for me, it's just been a little difficult transitioning, because when Meek reached out to me, I told the universe, I told God that this is what I wanted, and I stood on it. And it's like, I know I could go to the club right now and clock in and make that fucking bag, but it's like, I don't even want that for myself anymore. Like, I'm not knocking those strippers, but I'm just on a whole different wave. And sometimes when you really want something, you have to demand it from the universe, even if it gets hard. And it got really hard for me. You know, like, I went broke about this shit a couple times.
Right. I feel like that's what makes a person too, if you can go down and then build yourself back up.
Yeah.
And it happens to most successful people.
Yeah.
They failed until something clicked.
For real.
The only thing that L does is teach you how to win. So as long as you're learning from the experience, then you're winning. That's all that matters. As long as every time that you're down, if you can look at what happened and take something from that and keep moving forward, then you're good. And that's something that I had to learn too. Like, everybody goes through that phase where you're dedicated to something and you really want it, but then you get hit with that Mike Tyson right hook and now you kind of stunned. You're like, damn.
And I feel like that's why a lot of girls get stuck in the nightlife, because it's so easy that once you, like, go against the grain and do something different that's really going to be good for you, once you get that blow, you kind of want to crawl back into your hole, and you're like, nah, let me go shake my ass for it, because this shit out here is treacherous.
It's easy to stay where it's comfortable.
Yeah.
So
$1,000
a night sounds really good.
More than that. Honestly,
right.
Like, it was just crazy, but that's not the life that I want to lead. Like, I'm so much bigger than that. And it was so good to me, like, dancing, like, just having the opportunity to make that money that fast. And it was so good. Like, I'll never knock it. I feel like if you fucked up and you in a bad position and dancing is an opportunity that, you know, a risk that you're willing to take, then do it. But just don't get stuck in it. Like, be smart about it. Use your resources and put it into something bigger.
That's what I say. If you're a dancer, you better be saving and fucking investing.
Just have an exit plan.
Exactly.
Instead of living check to check type shit, right?
Yeah,
Right. Instead of blowing it every week to go make it again.
That's what they do, though.
That's how they stuck in there till they 45.
Go buy some Dior and now you make that bag.
Right.
That's what a lot of people do too.
You can make $3,000 in a week and you go spend on a bag like, fuck it, I'm gonna go get it next weekend. Instead of really just staying down.
That'd be the mindset of most people who be in the nightlife though. Like I'm gonna just make it right back.
Yeah,
exactly. And that's the mindset of a lot of people too. It's not even just nightlife. Like even
the McDonald's worker.
Not even they're not making fast money.
But they'll go spend the little ass money they have. Is what I was saying.
They do, yeah.
Let me go get this 8. All I got is $35.
I'm talking. Even anybody who makes fast money, even as far as like say a car salesman who gets that commission check up front, or somebody who does real estate. Like a lot of people, they don't put that to the side. Like let me use this the right way. They're all right, now I can go take a trip. Now I can go do this. And I'm just go sell another car and get it back.
Yeah.
You feel me? And it's easy to fall into that. It's real easy to fall into that. And you have to be willing to stay down, put your head down and just keep going to where you have things that are paying for your ability to go do that. And that's a big step that I feel like a lot of people need to understand and relate to and be able to take.
Yeah.
So what is that step, do you think? To make it like
you gotta look yourself in the mirror and say, why am I doing this dumb shit? Like if I'm gonna put it simply, that's really what it comes down to. You gotta look yourself in the mirror and be like, what really matters? And you gotta lock in on what really matters. And it's building yourself, taking care of the people around you. That's at the end of the day, it doesn't matter where you're at. That's what matters for most people is taking care of yourself and the people around you.
Yeah.
And you can't do that if you're throwing all your bread every weekend.
Yeah, and I also feel like strippers, a lot of them, like they don't really have no other goals, so they get comfortable with the situation they're in. Like, I don't gotta do a lot for my money, I get it fast and that's it. But it's like, I don't know, with me, I always knew that was just a stepping stone. Like I always told myself, I'm not gonna do this shit for more than 2 years. Like I can't do this shit for more than 2 years. So I always knew in the back of my mind that I was gonna be this. So luckily for me, like everything aligned the way that I wanted it to. But yeah.
That's what's up.
Do you feel like you'll ever have to go back? Well, not really have to, but do you feel like you're open to go back to the clubs if you ever had to?
I've had my thoughts, and especially like these past couple months, I've contemplated. There's been nights where I'm sitting in my bed, I'm like, should I just get dressed? There was times where I was about to give my whole suitcase of outfits and heels away, and I still got them because I'm like, I don't know. A lot of this shit ain't promised, so I'm like, I'm not about to give my shit away and have to go back to the trap, but I'm still standing 10 on it. Like, I don't want to go back. That's not what I want.
I think you should just give them away.
Huh?
I think you should too, honestly.
Give them away. Take the if you take the safety net out from under you, you have no choice.
Yeah, like no plan B type shit, right?
Yeah.
So
just a plan
Will
A.
Smith said the biggest distraction from plan A is plan B.
Yeah.
So if you take that safety net out from underneath you, then it's like you have no choice but to get it. It's easier said than done, of course.
Right.
Because that's a mental battle you have to go through on your own.
Yeah.
But you take that safety net out from underneath you and you kind of have no choice but to get it. And that'll spark a different hunger in you. So
it does.
And I could tell you got that hustler in you, so I know you can do it. So I say just do it.
I think you should do it too.
I think I might. I think I will. You guys are right. And I haven't been back. I stopped working in May. And as much trials and tribulations that have came to me for stopping dancing and just standing on my shit, a lot of really good opportunities have came to me too. It's like, I feel like God be knowing, like, damn, like I'm gonna throw a couple things at you, but I still got you on the back end. Like I've been surviving off features, off like brand deals and stuff like that. A lot of things that I wasn't getting before. Nobody was paying me for features. It wasn't until like I stood on my business that, you know, the universe welcomed those opportunities in.
Right.
So that was a blessing.
So now, like, all the money you make is just off being you.
Pretty much, yeah. And then, you know, my deal with Meek, we just wrapped it up last week. So, you know, I'm going to get my little 1-2 off there.
Yeah, little 1-2. I like it.
You know, my 1-2 is going to be 1-2. But,
I love it.
Can you explain to the artist how, like, not really how the deal works, but you remember you were telling me in the car that all Meek Mill can really do is put you on his platform and you're supposed to really just do the footwork after that. So can you get into that for the artists that think that just because you're signed by Meek, you know?
Yeah, I feel like a lot of artists get confused about like what it means to be signed. In my case, Meek is an artist himself who owns an independent label. So all of the artists that he has are people that he believed in, that he invested in, and that he offers his platform to. And his platform is huge. He is a legend in the game. So if you're doing what you have to do, which is, you know, getting the right team, staying consistent, posting content, making music constantly, everything that you was doing times 20 with his platform, you're gonna go fucking crazy. And then in my situation, like I'm a dream chaser, but I'm eventually gonna get signed to a major label with him. So it's gonna be like I'm Dream Chasers, but I'm also gonna be X Records too. So it's like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But a lot of artists, they sign to other artists and expect that for these artists to just, you know, change their whole life and put them on and do this, and that. It's like, nah, he's an artist too. Like, you gotta have motion. If you don't got motion, what is he gonna promote?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They fail to realize that they still gotta put in that footwork just because they're signed to that person. You know what I'm saying?
You
Yeah.
have to.
Yeah. So how would you what advice do you have to anybody who say they get that deal and they get that advance and then they want to go fuck it up? Like what advance do you not what advance, what advice do you have for those type of artists?
I think that when you get your advance, like, it should be invested. I feel like, I don't know, because that's where I'm kind of stuck at right now too. Like, there's so much shit that I wanted to do when I got this money. I'm like, damn, I'm gonna do this, and that. And now that is about to come in, I'm just like, let me move a little smarter. Let me make sure that everything counts, because this is the advance that you're going to be living off for a while.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Until the real money starts coming in. So I'm just trying to be smart with my moves. What I'm going to do is invest in my body. I'm going to get my body done. And then from there, I'm going to do a couple other things. I signed a deal with OnlyFans. I got a couple brand deals. So I feel like, for me, the thing that I wanted to treat myself with was getting my body done. And I don't want to hear that I don't need it. Because if I'm an artist, if you're an artist, you want to be confident in your looks, especially as a woman. Like, your looks is a part of what's selling. So I want to look my best. I want to feel my best. I want to be as confident as I can so that I can continue to attract better opportunities for me. But as far as like the rest of my deal, that's just going to be used to pay bills and, like, you know, eat.
Right.
Yeah.
So
pretty much.
Last week you put on your story you was looking for a mic to talk to. That's how we even got this put together.
Yeah.
What'd you have in your mind when you put that up? What'd you want to talk about?
Got some shit on her chest.
Yeah, what's on your mind?
The night before, I had posted on Instagram stories, I was like, ask me a question. And I didn't realize how invested people are, or interested people are in my life. Like, I got like 200 questions. And then I realized, I was like, why haven't I done a podcast? Like, all these people are asking me super valid questions. Like,
yeah.
Damn, we should have got the list of questions from her.
We should have.
That would have been fire.
We should have. But yeah, it was a lot of questions. So I was like, you know what, fuck it. Like, it's time to just tell my story. I feel like I'm in a good place. I finally signed. I finally got, you know, some motion going to where I could just sit down and really talk about who I am and what I got going on.
Yeah.
Can you speak about how you tapped in with Danny Garcia and the Twins?
So basically, I met Danny in passing through like music and like just being in the mix in Philly, and I showed him my music. I told him that I was a music artist. I already knew who his sisters were, so that's how the conversation came about. I really wanted to work with them. And then from there, he introduced me to them. We got into the studio together, and it was just like an instant vibe. You know, when you meet like your clan, like your people that are just you, like
you know that's who you're
just
supposed to be around.
Yeah,
Y'all
like
relate.
whatever their soul is made up of, my soul is made up of that too. So it was almost instant.
Do y'all
with
have any
all of
music
us.
out together?
We don't have any music out, but we have a lot of music that we've done together, and
They're playing, bro.
Right? Where's
I keep
it at?
telling them like they're playing.
Because I
now,
was even listening through some of their shit earlier. I was like, man, this shit gets stuck in your head.
You know what I'm saying, bro? Like,
hopefully we could put a little project out soon. But I feel like we developed a friendship outside of the business. At first, it was on some like I want to work with y'all shit, but then we really became like best friends. So it just kind of ended up being that. Like, we make music because it's fun and it's what we love to do. And there's no pressure right now on us like dropping what we've done. But I think eventually we're going to drop it and it's going to be lit
That shit will go crazy.
It
Because
will.
I know the ladies definitely spin your shit.
Definitely.
They love
yeah.
your music.
Bad bitches love Lonnie. It's a
You should see.
It's a brand.
She makes music for the bad bitches.
Oh,
do.
I have seen at the fucking annual sin.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, as soon as your music
saw
come
that?
on, they all in the front shaking
Yeah.
heads all over the place.
Real shit.
You really
Um,
know how to like turn up a venue.
I do.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah. Thank you.
You're
I
welcome.
tried.
It's a good stage performer.
Yeah, where's that come from as far as being on stage and just
I really don't know, but like I was just thinking about that the other day. I really grew up in the church singing in the choir, even as like a 4-year-old. So I always had a mic in my hand. Even when I was at home, we had a chimney in my living room and I would just perform. I had the microphone in my hand. I have pictures from when I was a kid. Then like me and my cousins, we would put like little dances together, like, you know, shit like that. Like I was always just doing music. So I don't know. It was
Right.
just bound to happen.
just came naturally to you?
It just came naturally. I'm a natural performer. I feel like before I get on stage, I have a lot of anxiety. I'm like, what if I do this? What if I do that? But once I get on that stage and my music comes on, it's like I black out. Like I just become a different person and it just feels right. Like I don't got no nervousness in me.
What's your favorite performance that you've done? If you had to choose one.
You performed at Macumba, right?
Yeah, that was one of my favorites. That was lit. That
Y'all
was,
heard of that?
No, I haven't.
What's that?
That's
It's in
down.
Philly.
Yes, North Philly club.
I haven't been out in Philly much
It's
at all.
Spanish club though. So
Oh, I'm out there.
Yeah.
Love Spanish.
You should.
No,
You'll like it.
Let me know when.
You know what I'm saying?
I feel like my best performance was the one that you guys were at, the second annual.
Okay.
Nah, that was fire.
That one was
fire.
really lit. From what I can recall, that was my favorite one. Like the whole crowd was just like,
Yeah.
and then we had the people on stage. It was just like a movie.
Yeah.
that's really what I be fucking with about the annual sin. How everybody like gets together and vibes out. You'll never see somebody singled out. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Any of
Yeah.
that.
It's never
Yeah.
that person in the corner like
Yeah,
this.
yeah.
Standing there with
that-
a bottle of Henny. Like,
Yeah. Everybody just together. That's why I be
Yeah.
liking that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nobody's too cool.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
It's a
Yeah.
good ass
Definitely.
time.
Yeah, I'm ready for that next one, to be honest.
I'm ready for 3. I'm ready for
I
3.
know they got to put some shit together. I want to be a part of the next one too, like putting it together.
Have you ever thought about putting something together yourself?
Yeah, I think about it all the time, but I've been having so much other business to tend to. So I figure like once, you know, I do what I got to do with this, then that's when I'll start doing events. But actually I have a event at Merengue House.
Talk about it.
Let's talk
November
about it.
10th. I'll be
that next
performing. Yeah, that's next weekend. I'm going to start promoting it tomorrow.
Talk about it.
But that's really like my first event that is just
Okay.
going to be just me and, you know,
Where's that at?
That's
on my
fire.
own shit. Merengue House. It's over West Side in Delaware, Wilmington, Delaware.
Okay.
Who else? Who's performing? You and
Oh, wait, no, I've been there before, I think.
You probably have. It's
Yeah.
pretty lit. It's just me, but they gave me full control of the venue. So it's pretty much whatever I want to do. I was thinking about having my favorite artists come and like open me up on some like Jaylanie
Yeah.
and Friends type shit.
it's hard.
I want to do it with the CNG twins. We were talking about it briefly
Okay.
today and they said that they were super down. So we're coordinating everything now, but just know that shit is going to be a fucking movie.
Yeah, we'll pop
Oh,
out.
I'm
Let us
gonna
know.
have to pop out.
Yeah,
We
we'll pop out.
outside for sure.
I'm
Be
happy.
outside.
I'm
Yeah.
happy that it's at Merengue House too because I grew up going to Merengue House as a teenager. Like, you know, that was the spot, especially for the Puerto Ricans. Like,
Yeah.
that was the spot. So just to be able to come back and perform at a place that I was so like present at, like when I was growing up, it was just like, damn, that's crazy.
It's a full circle, right?
Yeah, like
That's fire.
it's just wild.
We about to have everybody outside.
Yeah,
Oh, I'll be outside.
Everybody
We
gonna be
outside.
I'll be
What?
sipping tequila.
You know what's
It's gonna
crazy?
be a good night.
I told myself I was inside till that night before Thanksgiving, but I'll pop out for that.
We outside.
You have to.
I'll
For the
pop out.
culture.
Of course,
It's a
for
business
the culture,
move.
Of course, of
Just-
course.
yeah,
We'll be
write it down as a
Technically,
business.
yeah.
For support, yeah.
That's a write-off, man.
right off my gas, boy.
Right.
Now, Wilmington about 45, 50 minutes.
Damn, you got the notes. What you got over there? What you cooking up?
Yeah, I got a question. So you say you've been real heavy. You were real heavy growing up on oldies, right?
Yeah.
So now that you're tapped into the drill music and all that, can you say an artist from this generation that inspires your drill music? I told you I've been cooking up some shit,
Yeah,
man.
you was. You did tell. You
Hey,
did
yo.
tell me.
Honestly-
Special guest is DJ Bass Drop. Or special host. Special host.
Yeah. A lot of my influence for the Jersey drill type beats comes from Cash Cobain, Chow Lee. Like they really set the tone and really like put that battery on my back. When I first saw them perform, I was telling him I went to New York, I think last year around August, to go visit my friend Mina. Shout out to Mina, I love you so much. But yeah, we went to a rave and I met this boy named Bando. And, you know, he was on some flirting shit trying to get my number. So I'm like, okay, whatever. So then the next day, Mina had something to do. So she was busy, but I didn't want to leave to back home yet. So I was like, fuck it, let me hit up Bando and see like what he wants.
Bando did get the number.
Yeah, he did get the number. I'm always down to network, and he was an artist too. So, yeah, so we linked up. We went on the subway. He took me to eat. We went to the thrift stores, and then that night we ended it off at a venue called V-Files. And the people that were performing was Cash Cobain and Chow Lee. And I never heard of them, but when I walked in there and I saw them perform, I just loved it. Like, I ate it up. It was just like bad bitch music all the way. Like, it just felt good. I was like, oh my God, I want to make music like this. So I ended up looking up his type beats on YouTube. And then that's how I found the Private Island type beat.
And he's from, Cash is from New York, right?
Yeah, he's from New York.
So do you think the drill music that he makes is similar to like Pop Smoke, Fabio, and 22Gs and all them?
I feel like...
Because it be sounding so much faster.
I feel like Pop Smoke is one of the founding fathers for that type of music, but he turned it into his own sound. Like his music is for like bad bitches off ecstasy, like having a good time, real slizzy shit, get drunk. It just feels good. Like you listen to it, you just want to. Yeah, but I don't know. He definitely made his own wave, and I was fucking with it.
That's fire.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially that. Was it Meet the Woo 2? I think it was the one that dropped after he passed.
Yeah.
Listening to that, I was like, man, he was about to fuck the game up.
Yeah.
I definitely consider him the king of New York, to be honest.
100%. He had that shit on lock.
Yeah.
Who is it?
Pop Smoke.
Oh, Pop Smoke, yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, king of New
He's
York.
the one that influenced all these drill rappers now.
Definitely, yeah.
Shit's crazy. Rest in peace.
Does Philly drill take any influence on you?
Philly just drill?
Yeah.
It's like it's real different though. Like OT7 Kwani, Skrilla.
Okay, I know
Yeah.
Skrilla.
Okay,
I feel like definitely. I met OT7 Kwani, or I heard of his music. I don't even know how I heard of his music. I think through Instagram or something like that, and then I tapped in with him. And then we did a song together, and I love that like Philly drill type shit. Yeah, we got
You
a
got a song
song.
with Kwani?
Yeah, I got a song with Kwani.
That.
It's in the Tucky. It's in the Tucky.
That.
We never dropped it, but yeah, it's there. And I also like Philly drill, but I feel like everybody's just trying to do that sound now. Like all the rappers are just like kind of sticking to that sound, and I'm like, it's cool and all, but I'm trying to venture out of that a little bit.
So I like that you weren't like mad aggressive with it though.
Huh?
You aren't like super aggressive.
Yeah, like you just kind of bop and flowing. Like your flow is calm.
Yeah. One thing about me, I'm going to find the wave, but I'm going to tweak it and make it mine. Like,
Right.
And I think that's why I'm really going to stick in this industry, because I understand that there's going to be different waves. Like there's different trends, but you have to find your sound in that and just make it yours.
Yeah.
And I think that's why Drake is
you took the words out of my mouth.
Yeah, Drake does that. Like he'll find a wave, but he'll make it his, tweak it, and just make it pop.
Yeah.
And I'm one of them ones.
Started rapping with the UK flow essentially.
Speaking of Drake, what do you think about that album, For All the Dogs?
House music and shit.
I loved it. I'm obsessed.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people have different opinions about it, but I ate it up.
Same.
I
I've been
love
listening
it.
to it too.
I love every song. Maybe one or two that I would skip. Not really though, because it was it. I fucked with it.
Is there any artists nowadays, like in the category of like Lil Baby and all them, that you could put up there with Drake as like consistency and fan wise?
Nah.
Not at all.
I don't know who
I feel like
I've
Drake.
heard Thug. I've heard Future.
I could say Thug. I could say Future, but I don't listen to them like that, so I wouldn't. It wouldn't.
I
They're
do.
not pop up to my head first thing.
I feel like Future is also one of them ones too, but
I could see that.
I don't know. Drake is just Drake.
Yeah,
like
Drake
he's
got me-
on a different
yeah.
scale.
Drake done got me through them dark times as a young bull when I'm trying to talk to this girl and I got that Marvin's Room to just put on, bro. Like, you feel me?
Yeah.
Like Drake got a song for every mood you're in.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You want to go dance, you put on that Nice for What is lit. You want to, you and your bag, put on that Shot for Me, that I Get Lonely Too, whatever you want, yo, whatever you want. He has everything for that. And then For All the Dogs was fire too. I just didn't like how he marketed it a certain way, and then got a little simpy on it. But
I was for the dogs.
But the
she
album,
was simp.
you feel you feel like what? Because he dropped the we talked about this with Bass Drop, but he dropped the Slime You Out single, and I was like, oh, it's lit. I was like, this album, he's about to be a real dog, and then he started singing again. But
you know Drake is a lover boy though.
that's what I'm saying. So
certified.
it was it was expected, but I was like, damn, like I had higher hopes. But the album itself was fire. The more I listen to it, the more I like it.
Mm-hmm.
What's your favorite song from the
Definitely
album?
catchy.
I think Rich Baby Daddy is super catchy. That beat is just so
That's
I love
what
it.
Sexy Red. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
I don't know
super
what
angelic.
they seeing in that song, man.
I'm not too big of a fan of it.
But you know what though? My favorite song is the one with Yeet.
Okay.
That beat is like insane. Like,
I've been fucking with Yeet more lately too.
yeah.
I slept on him for a little bit, then I started listening to some.
I love
it's hard.
Starting to get a little bit more.
I've been bumping that.
Yeah.
What will Pluto do?
That was hard, bro.
So I did it. No Kizzy.
No, that's facts. That's that song right there. Like I had, like he's saying what will Pluto do, but I'm thinking of one of my boys whenever I bump that. Think about one of my boys from college. I ain't gonna drop his name, but every time I hear that, I'm like, damn, what would he do? I'm gonna do it. Like you feel me? Like that's
When I hear that, what would B. Lou do?
chill. I'm gonna chill. I'm a wholesome young man.
So how
he's a
long?
man
How
for that.
long y'all think? Like how long of a run you think Sexy Red gonna have?
Bro, I don't know. I don't think.
Like,
All right, so I did. So
I think
at
she's
first,
just a hot commodity.
at first, I didn't think it was gonna be too long.
Yeah.
But then she's on Drake's album.
Yeah.
And
how many people have been on Drake's album that have? We don't know
But
who the
she
fuck
got
they
the
are.
Drake effect now, though. You know what they say about the Drake effect?
that's what I'm saying.
They put you on one song.
Where's
it's
Block
up.
Boy JB?
Oh yeah, true.
What happened to
Nah,
him?
but that's because he didn't put in the footwork though. He just thought that song was just gonna keep him up there. Like
We'll
you
see if she puts in the footwork.
What's the Jack Harlow? You see, he put in the footwork.
Yeah.
And he still
Drake's on his album though.
Yeah, he still got the Drake effect though.
He didn't have that effect going before he had Drake on it though.
I don't
think
know.
Jack Harlow
Would you say
I
so?
would say he would.
Would you?
Yeah.
I think he
He
just.
got all the white
I
girls
think
on
he
his corner, bro. And they bump music
I think he
and
just.
spend money on it.
I think he just reached a larger audience with Drake. I think that's all that was. Because
Like-
Jack Harlow, I did like his music before.
Yeah.
So I think he just reached a bigger, especially that Churchill Downs track. When that dropped, I was like, all right.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie, Drake killed him on that. But
100%.
it showed you a side of Jack Harlow. Like, all right, he can keep up.
Yeah.
Yeah, he still put out a good
he's
verse.
lyrical as shit.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And then that project that he dropped, the most recent one, he had a track called Common Ground. And he rapped about the perspective of you pretty much put it to perspective like rich, like the rich white people who want to rap hood music but not actually be from it. And he was rapping from that perspective, and it gave me a different respect for him because he's talking about like that type of perspective. And then he had another track where we was talking about They Don't Love It, and talking about his respect for the game and how he put in the work to get to where he is. And it's not just because he's white. It's not just because he's Jack Harlow. Like, he's actually putting in the work to do it. And that gave me a different respect for him listening to that project.
Yeah, he's a good performer too. I've seen him.
Yeah.
I've seen him in
Word.
concert. Yeah, he got nice stage performers.
It's fire.
Yeah.
It's fire.
So women are killing the game right now.
We
just got
about
done.
to get into that conversation.
We got to.
All right.
we got to. We got our first
Go ahead.
female artist on the pod.
Bro,
We
yeah,
got
you're our
to.
first
Go
female
ahead.
artist on the pod.
We got to.
So we got to talk about it. How's that make you feel seeing all these women just killing it right now?
I just feel like it's great. I just feel like it's about time.
yeah.
I feel like for a long time it was just a male ran industry, and it still is to a sense, but it just feels good to see girls doing their thing, popping their shit, like women empowerment. I feel like everybody might have an opinion like, oh, like is Sexy Red gonna make it, is Ice Spice gonna last and all that, but I feel like it's just crazy as it is that these women are getting these platforms, so it needs to be celebrated. And I just hope that they all continue to do what they do. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
I'm not looking at nobody like, oh, like, what are they gonna do? What are they gonna do? I'm glad that we got the ball as it is, because it's so hard to even get the ball.
Right. Who are your favorite like female artists?
I love Ice Spice. I love Mariah the
Come on now,
Scientist. I love Mariah the Scientist. I love Lotto. I love all of them. Like all the new girlies, like they're popping their shit. I have no complaints. It's nobody that I look at like, I love to see it.
Which female artist you feel like will go up there with Nicki Minaj and Cardi B? Like, you see how they been
Yeah.
running for a while,
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
artist would you put there less like you is gonna be up there with them? I know Sexy Red's not. Honestly though.
She don't even got bars.
She don't got too much substance in her music. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know. I feel like Nicki Minaj is such a legend in the game. I mean, she's like Drake. She's one of a kind. She goes on any beat, she rips it. I feel like that takes a lot. You know, I don't know who's gonna have it. Maybe Lotto though. Like Lotto is up there with her bars. Like she's been really consistent. Her image is great. She knows how to control a crowd when she performs. She has it. I would think that she's up next with Nicki Minaj.
With them.
On that level, yeah.
I think Glorilla can rap too.
I think Glorilla can rap too. I feel like
Yeah,
a
I love
lot
the
of girls
accent.
have the potential.
Yeah.
For sure.
It's true.
It's just a matter of when you get the ball, what you do with it.
Right.
Yeah. You can rap too, so shit. I mean,
Yeah, I feel like I'm next. You know what I'm saying?
You just over here in the corner waiting for that pass.
Like,
she's
humbly,
like, I'm open.
I know when it's my time and when I get my run, like I'm never going to stop running. So I can't speak for nobody else. Like at the end of the day, it's not a competition, but we all like, you know, we all in the same field. So we all got to do our big one. You know what I'm saying? I'm worried about doing my big one. I'm in this lane, and I'm not looking left or right to see who's going to do this and who's going to do that. Like, I hope y'all do what y'all got to do, but I'm right here doing what I'm doing.
Yeah.
So I'll meet y'all at the top.
Right.
that.
See you up there.
Yeah.
One of my favorite Jaylanie bars is he said in Ain't No Stressing, you said something about stressing, and then you said distressed, like call me damsel or something like that.
I said, what'd I say? I'm distressing when it comes. I haven't heard this song in so damn long, y'all.
I was bumping that shit in the whip. I was in the whip bopping. But yeah, that's one of my favorite bars by you.
I
That's
really
just fire.
love Young Lani. Like when I look back, like I was so hard on myself and I was like so insecure, and I don't know. I look back at her and I just wish I could go and hug her because it's like she was so hungry. Like she didn't give a fuck about shit. It's now that like I've grown and I've went through the experiences that I have where I'm a little bit more cautious about how I move and how I think. But I feel like Young Lani, like she just didn't have nothing holding her back, or like she just was like, she was just like hungry. Like I feel like I was really insecure. Like I didn't like how I looked, but like as far as my talent goes, it was like I just knew I was talented. That's all I knew, and I just wanted it.
If you could tell young Jaylanie some words of advice, what would you tell her?
Whew. If I could tell my young self some advice, I would tell myself to be a little bit more kind to myself. You know?
Why is that? You be too hard on yourself?
Yeah, I feel like maybe that's a Virgo thing. I don't know. I was like super like critical. Like it got to a point where I wasn't really enjoying what I was doing because I was trying to like keep up with an image or just be something that I'm not, kinda, or just like try to be the best version of myself instead of just enjoying the process.
Yeah.
So I would go back and I would just tell her to like just enjoy it. Like you're gonna be who you are. You know who you are and you know who you're gonna be, but just enjoy where you're at right now.
That's deep.
Go ahead.
Are you easy influenced, like by people who you hang around? Do you get influenced? Are you one of those people who get influenced by what other people do?
I feel like I used to be, but I feel like nowadays I've really gained an understanding of who I am. So not so much if it's something that somebody's doing that I'm not really vibing with, if it don't feel good in my spirit, then I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So I heard the reference to astrology. Are you super into astrology?
I feel like it has some truth to it, but I don't like.
What is it?
Astrology.
She said she's a Virgo.
Like star signs.
Yeah, I definitely feel like there's some truth to it. There is a lot of qualities of a Virgo that I relate to, but it's not like a deal breaker. Like if I meet like an Aries man, I'm like, oh, no.
I'm Aries.
You're
red flag.
You're
Like I'm not one of them.
You're a September Virgo?
No, I'm an August Virgo.
Red flag. Well, all right. We're gonna
Why though?
we're not gonna get into that. We're gonna keep that on the low. But that,
Word to the pod.
You feel me?
I'm curious what your like music creating process is like.
I had that question until.
Do you like pick the instrumental first?
Well, lately, I don't know. It just depends. Every vibe is different. Sometimes I'll go in the studio, and if I have time to kill, like I'll go through beats and then I'll find one and then I'll write to it. The vibe that I really like is when producers come in and they make a beat from scratch. I feel like I've made my best music.
You've had that happen before?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Damn, how long that be taking?
Not so
Man,
long.
you seen producers cook up, man?
Yo,
Yeah.
that's what
They
I'm
be
saying.
fast.
When there's a vibe there, when
I
like
be wondering for real, like how they just get in the studio and just cook up a beat on,
Don't make no
on
damn
spot.
sense.
Yeah, real shit.
yeah, when there's a vibe there, it's just like a certain energy in the room, and it all just leads up and it just makes sense. And even when I'm there, like if a producer's cooking up, if there's something that I hear in my head, I'd be like, do this melody in there, do that, and then they'll add it in, and it just works.
Do you mostly write your music though?
Yeah, I write. I'm not really all that good at freestyling. I'm trying to like learn how to just freestyle, but I'm a writer. I'm a poet. Yeah.
I respect it. I write most of the shit I do. I just dabble though.
Yeah,
just do it
I
for
write everything in my notes. A lot of times, like I'll have a beat picked out and I'll take an Adderall and I'll be on my couch
Locked
just
in.
right into it.
No food, no sleep. Locked in. Locked in.
Literally, and then I go in the studio and just kill it. So
Is it like
fire.
pen on pad?
no,
like ink to paper?
It's really mostly just my notes on my iPhone. I got like fucking, I don't even know how many notes in my phone.
Got to pay for that extra terabyte.
I did. So did. I think it's like $10 a year. Or
I got
something.
the same one.
Yeah.
It's like $10 a month.
Need that. Give me that.
Yeah, just don't end up like Drake with that missing BlackBerry. You feel me?
Oh my God. No, it happened to me. When I was like 18, something happened to my phone. It crashed and I lost all my notes.
Damn.
I was
That shit happened to me
devastated.
before too.
Yeah, I don't have any of my notes from when like I was first getting in the studio. None of that. That's why when I was like telling you about that song, like I don't even know where it's at. I don't have it.
Damn.
It's fucked up, but I don't know. I was devastated, bro. I cried for so many
That's part of the
days.
game.
Like how
That's-
many like unrecorded songs were sitting there that you were waiting to go to the studio for?
What?
I know that hurt.
What? No, and I was so hungry at this time. I was making music every second. I was just writing.
Right.
It was so much shit that I lost, but I feel like it was good for me to just, I guess the universe needed me to release that so I could just make better shit. You know
Do you
what I'm
feel like
saying?
it has elevated since that point?
Yeah, because anytime I would go to the studio, I would just go back to my old notes and try to like make it fit instead of just
Okay.
like creating raw right there.
In the moment, yeah.
Yeah.
When you go in the studio, do you already be knowing like the type of vibe you want to go for, or it depends on the vibe that's in the studio?
It just depends.
So you don't ever go to the studio and be like, I got this beat, I want this, what I want to get on this, the type of.
Well, it could be like that too, but then again, if there's producers there, like I like to let people I like to just feel the vibe out. Like if there's a producer there cooking up and, you know, if it makes sense, then we do it like that. A lot of other times though, I already have a beat prior and then I just go in. It really just depends on the situation.
Do you have any like producers that you like working with the most?
From Philly, I really like working with Deke. His name is Deke. He's more my speed. He
He make the Jaylanie type beats.
yeah, he do. Eddie Rivers. Eddie Rivers goes so crazy.
You're
He
into
sent me,
samples, right?
yeah, samples. He's from New York. He makes those Cash Cobain type beats. He sent me like a 200 pack, and I'm still going through them. Like,
Damn.
yeah, he blessed me.
Damn, you
A lot of my-
a couple months.
Yeah, a lot of the songs on the project are gonna be from his beats, and one of his beats I did with fucking Fabio Foreign.
Okay.
So
It's fire.
I saw you were in the studio with them.
yeah,
How was that?
it was good. It was all love. I've been around him a couple times because being around Meek, Fabio's from New York, so he'd be in the mix a lot. I don't like in the beginning when I first started coming around, I was just like in the background, like just observing. So he didn't remember me, but I was like in the room with him a couple times. But then that one day, like when he was there and we recorded, like that's when he remembered who I was.
Right. You made sure he remembered.
Yeah, for sure. But like, I feel like a lot of artists I notice, like they get around other like celebrities and they like be so like adamant on like showing who they are, or just like making a impression. And sometimes it's just better to like let shit rock out. Like, I know I'm that girl. You going, if it's not today, you going to realize it another day. Like, I'm not super big on like, you know, I don't know.
Do you network?
Trying to prove a point. I do network though, yeah. I do network with local artists more, like creatives that are like on my level. I talk to more, but celebrities, I kind of just get like, I don't know. Like I already know with Meek's cosign, like I'm gonna be in those rooms, so
Yeah.
it's better sometimes to just not talk so much and just
Just pay attention.
let it rock out and let the music speak for itself when it's time, you know?
Do you be nervous being in the rooms
No,
at all?
not at all. I feel like in my head, I'm on their level.
Okay.
You're in the
So,
room.
I like
I'm
that,
like,
yeah.
Yeah, I like that. You're in
I'm
that room for a
supposed to be
reason.
here. You're here just like I am, and we on the same type time. Like I look at you like, you know,
Yeah.
like you one of me. So
Yeah.
Right.
I'm not impressed or like excited or nothing.
So if there's like any producers out there that want to work with you, how do they go about doing that?
I have my email in my bio. A lot of producers have sent me emails with beats and stuff, but I don't really be liking a lot of them.
A lot
feel
of them
like
be shit.
They trash. You can say it.
I ain't gonna lie. It be trash, but whatever isn't trash too, they be sending me like Meek Mill type beats. Like, you know, I never went on this shit ever before.
Be some shit you don't even rap
Yeah,
on.
like why are you what you think I'm gonna send it to him? Like, no,
Right.
like send me some shit for me.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think that's been the like the conflict these days with like my music is just finding like a really, really, really good producer like all around.
Yeah.
But it'll come eventually, you know.
That's fire.
That's facts.
So is there one big artist and one local artist that you're looking to work with specifically? And when I say big, I mean like I say like probably on Meek's level, just not Meek. You know what I'm saying?
That I'm looking to work with.
Yeah, that you really want to like yo, I need a song with him or her. Somebody big though. You know what I'm saying? Don't name no.
Drake.
Oh, all right.
Definitely
I love
Drake.
that,
I
yeah.
mean, yeah, Drake all the way, 100%. He's one of my favorite artists. Like, I was really heavy on him growing up. So
Is he your overall favorite artist?
I would say overall, yeah, like definitely.
And then what about somebody local? And when I say local, you know who Young K is?
No, I don't. Is that a girl or a boy?
No, it's a boy.
It's a boy.
Yeah.
Oh.
All right, so like Lee Ford, you know how like he's not really, you know. Lee
Yeah,
Ford.
I would work with Lee Ford too.
Somebody that you want to work with though, that's like on his type of level, like you know, like OT7 Quan.
I feel like I've worked with all the local artists that I really wanted to work with. So I can't say I've worked with everybody I wanted to work with. I worked with Quaddy, OT7 Kwani, Leaf Ward,
You got something with Leaf?
Skrilla. No, wait, no, not Leaf Ward. I'm lying. Sorry. I meant Skrilla.
I need
Skrilla,
that.
not Leaf Ward.
Yeah.
Skrilla. I don't know. Destin Laurel. He's from Atlanta. Crazy young bull. He like 19 years old. He produces. He engineers himself. He goes so hard.
How you get tapped in with him?
Somebody was playing him in the car, and I was like, what the fuck? Who is that? And then I looked him up, and then I followed him. And then, like, I DM'd him from there. And I was trying to get him on this one song, but it just never worked out. I ended up getting this artist, Lights. I don't know if you know who Lights is. He's signed to Garci, but on the song that I wanted him on. But, yeah, Destin Laurel is so crazy. He's, like, one of the underground artists. Lexa Gates from New York. She goes so hard, too. Yeah, she's that girl.
How you really link up with Garci though? Like away from Meek Mill?
Well, Meek has
Because I
sent-
always seen y'all outside together and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like y'all little click and all that.
Yeah, so Meek had basically sent Garci to come talk to me, and Garci was the one that set up all the studio sessions for me to present to Meek Mill the project. And from there, me and him just hit it off. Like we had great chemistry together, and then we just ended up becoming like homies outside of the business. And yeah, like he's one of them people, like he a get money dude, and he like to have a good time, and he like to be around bad bitches, and he's not a creep. Like he just like to, you know,
Just vibe.
come out when he want to come out, spend it how he want to spend it. And yeah, and he's one of them people, like when my car got stolen yesterday or whatever the fuck, like I called him, he's like, yo, I got a little car you could use, like what's up? He came, he was like, what, you want to go around looking for the car? I'm like, nah, like he's just like a very reliable person, and he doesn't expect anything out of it because he's already established. Like he already got his own motion. Like if he fuck with you, he fuck with you for you, and he gonna do for you. And I like people like that.
That's
like,
how you know it's real.
they're not looking for
Truthfully,
a come up or to do favors, trying to get something on the back end. Like he's really just a genuine bull, and I see why Meek fucks with him so heavily. Yeah,
Shit different in his generation.
super thorough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Generation's crazy.
Everybody was expecting something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I feel like with a lot of things, you got to put in like the free work.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of stuff you got to do
yeah.
before you start looking for money, but everyone just gets into it like, yo, 500 a feature. It's like, what do you mean, bro?
Exactly. You ain't even
Your
got
highest
no
played song got like 200 on
You ain't even got
SoundCloud.
no motion.
On SoundCloud is crazy.
They be like, yo, get with me. The feature's going up. Get with me before they go up. I'm like, what are you talking about,
But
bro?
they don't be going up.
Who paid for them when they were cheap?
Yeah.
No,
That's
that's
just
funny.
shit.
I just seen somebody the other day that posted, it was like, I'm doing $500 features today. I'm like, sir, like,
Today only.
I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, you was very much, man, I ain't gonna talk.
How much does a Jaylanie feature go for?
I feel like since I've been negotiating this deal, I was just like hungry and I was hustling, and I was pretty much working with any artist that wasn't like super trash, but like I was working with all budgets.
Like if you fucked with them and their music.
Yeah, like
You work with
it's a certain, I'm not going to say the price, but it's a certain price that I always like kept at a standard. But if I see like you, an artist that's working at Amazon overnight and you making $15 an hour, but you believe in me and you want to work with me and you actually got something I could, work with, then I'm going to fuck with you. But I'm not doing no less than like, I wasn't doing no less than 500.
Okay.
That's for sure.
You're not blessing.
That's a
You're blessed.
blessing.
That is,
No, that's
yeah,
a
it is.
blessing.
That's
No,
for a
that's a-
Jaylanie feature. Somebody the other day hit me up for a feature, and I was like, "All right, like I'm gonna fuck with you because I know you from, mutuals. I'm gonna fuck with you for the 500." And they was like, "Really? You gonna text me 500?" I'm like, "Babe, I'm about to blow up. This is an investment. A
Right.
feature with me,
Yeah.
I'm looking at it is an investment for you because this is gonna forever last.
Truthfully, though.
You're gonna drop it and you're gonna forever have this feature. I could be as little as here and then big as here tomorrow.
Right.
And
And
now
the
you
price
got a
gonna be
feature with her.
$100,000 one day.
Yeah.
So you
Yeah,
just
you got it
got
for the
me.
5, yeah.
Yeah.
Real shit though. That's the part that these artists like to think about. Like
Yeah.
you don't know how far she's gonna get.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that's a risk you should be willing to take if you're coming into my DM asking me how much I charge. You don't go to the Dior store and buy some
negotiate.
Dior's and they tell you it's $1,500 and you like, really? Like you're not gonna give it to me for $7? No. This is a business. At the end of the day, you're gonna go buy that designer, then you should be willing to invest it in something that you believe in because you could actually make money off of it.
Yeah, something that's actually
Facts.
gonna benefit you.
Real
yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
Whether it's exposure, plays, money, whatever it
For
is,
sure.
everything goes up over time.
Yeah. Do you have any questions for us? Because we ask every guest this. You got any questions for
I know
us?
A-Strap got a question.
I got a question for her, but y'all go ahead, do y'all thing. Go ahead.
I
Go
don't
ahead.
know.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Other than why,
Only thing we're not allowed to ask is why we started this, because everybody asks that.
Oh,
and
no,
we've
I
answered
wasn't
it a
gonna
million
ask.
times.
Yeah, we're open to anything though. You can ask us anything.
Do you guys have a local artist, like a favorite local artist from Delaware?
Delaware or
Yeah.
like Dover specifically?
All right, so I thought Dover is in Delaware.
It is, but like you
Okay.
say, when I say here local, I'm thinking like where
Nah,
I'm
like
exactly
like
where I'm
somebody
from.
that you guys have witnessed from Delaware, like whether it's the other side, whether it's
Okay.
this side.
I got a couple. I
Mm,
think
Yeah, I listened to a couple.
Hero
different
goes
people.
crazy.
I need one artist though.
Oh, you need
One?
to single
One.
it down to one.
One, yeah.
I'm gonna say J Perk.
I was literally about to say
He's on my gym playlist heavy. Like
Somebody put me on a list. They made a top rappers.
I was gonna
Delaware
ask you.
list,
I was gonna ask that question, but I forgot. But
and he was on there, but I don't know who he is.
he
Yes.
came up. He did a freestyle for us too.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll show you after.
Yeah, we'll play that.
It's more of like a lyrical.
He's more
Yeah.
of like a
Kind of drill. Kind of
like a Dirk when he rapping.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but he's
I gotta tap
he's
in.
bro.
Yeah, he's
If you go to the gym, he will have you ready to lift every weight in that bitch.
Yeah.
I'm trying.
and
I'm trying to tell you.
Too wavy. Like it's hard to
Okay,
narrow it
yeah,
down.
yeah, yeah.
Too wavy
See, but
goes
none
crazy.
of those people came to the concerts we've done, right?
No,
Nah.
they haven't. They
Yeah.
But
haven't.
as far as the concert, Hero, he's always
Heroes at
killed.
everyone.
Hero
always
Hero
kills.
He's outside.
is one of them ones in Delaware.
He's
I
one
gotta
of them
say.
ones.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
he's one of the ones putting in the work. Like
Yeah, he is.
I've even worked with Hero. Like he comes to my studio sessions. Like we've worked together, and he is just so for the music. I
Yeah.
love people like that. Like he is so
Yeah.
passionate.
And he's like,
About it.
Great performer.
he
too.
was one of our first musical guests, like our third one that came on. First one from Wilmington to show love.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
always will have love for Hero. Got to get him back on soon. bro.
Right.
Yeah.
Got to get you back on because he put us on the Burke, and the Burke still has the highest
Still has the
highest view
played.
freestyle that
Yeah.
we dropped. Yeah.
And I think he's one of them ones that is gonna go far in Delaware because he's not scared to network.
Yeah.
You know how we
Yeah.
were talking about before, how artists get too big in the head, they think they too good. Like, nah, Hero is humble as fuck, and if
Yeah, he
if
is.
he want to work with you, he gonna work with you. He don't care if you got 2 followers or
Yeah.
2 million. Like,
Yeah.
he really like
Good
that.
ass dude, man.
Yeah.
I fuck with Hero as a
I
person.
fuck with artists like that.
Yeah.
Humble ones.
Yeah.
You said you had a question for her though?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
All right, hold on. Let me bring up. There's one last. Oh, so as an artist, what's one thing you feel like artists lack nowadays in this generation to get themselves out there? Because I got close friends who write music and make music and shit, but I got this one close friend who just thinks he's just gonna get scouted out. He's just waiting on that. You know, he's not really trying to put in the footwork. He got the music, but he don't got the footwork.
Okay.
Break it down.
I just feel like a lot of artists go into, you know, wanting to be a rapper, to be like Lil Baby, have that image, have the money, have the bitches, but they lose sight of like the actual like creative process. Like people are just trying to be rappers. They not really loving, you know, the process.
It's an art.
Like you have to love what you're doing. You have to mean what you're doing. It has to be authentic. Like a lot of people be trying to copy other people and like
flows and
not
shit,
really don't really have their own identity. And also I feel like people are scared to invest in themselves. Like they'll be like, oh my God, I want to be a rapper. I want to be an artist. But it's like, are you buying studio time? Are you paying for photo shoots? Are you paying for videos? Are you boosting your posts on Instagram? Are you buying Google ads?
Does
are
that
you
really work?
Yeah.
Boosting, really?
It does, yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, it's an investment. It's advertising.
Yeah.
You can't just be talented and not doing marketing too.
Yeah, I will tap in on that. Don't just blindly boost your post. Know when to do it and how to do it.
Yeah,
'Cause
like
it's marketing. Like you
obviously
gotta
with
know
guidance.
what you're doing. Yeah,
Like specific posts that you gotta.
exactly.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
And
like
how you market, because you can select your. Like we can do a whole episode about this shit.
yeah. I feel like everything with strategy, obviously, you should reach out to a professional and, you know, seek professional advice to maximize your posts. But I feel like this is an investment. The same way that a lash tech has to go to a lash class and, you know, take a lash course and buy the supplies. It's the
certification and
same
all that.
shit. Like, you can't say you want to be a rapper rapping off your phone and then dropping it on Apple Music. Like, nah, like this is real life. Like,
Yeah.
so a lot of people be scared to invest in their craft, I feel like. And I was one of them people too. Like, especially in Miami, like I wasn't willing to spend my last dollar on the studio time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You have to be willing to spend your last penny. You have to be willing to not eat that day so you could go to the studio. That's the only way you're going to really go far. Like, this shit got to be do or die. There's no plan B, you know?
That. I feel that.
That's so real.
That was
That's
clear.
real.
With all that being
Clear as I
said,
was looking for.
right.
Yeah.
With all that being said, this was a great episode.
It was.
Great
I want to
Episode.
appreciate y'all for coming through.
I appreciate y'all for bringing me
for
back
having
out.
me.
Let the people know where they can find you.
You can find me on all platforms, Jaylanie 999, Apple Music, Spotify, YouTube, Jaylanie. I got a lot of music coming out soon, so be prepared. Follow me now. Don't miss the wave. It's coming. It's coming.
It's my turn.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Find me on all platforms at IAM_BASEDROP.
Yes, sir. Real quick, honest review of the show. Tell me what you think.
Huh?
Honest review of the show. Tell me what you think.
I think this was great. I feel like you guys know how to carry a conversation, move it, and like keep it relevant. I feel like a lot of podcasts sometimes they just don't know how to like talk about relevant shit. Like they be like, oh, like I don't know. Let me not speak.
What'd you watch on Netflix last week?
Yeah, like what's your favorite color? Like no, like I mean that's cool too, but let's keep it about
Right.
why I'm here. And I feel like you guys did a great job. I feel like I got everything off my chest that I wanted to say, and hopefully everybody that's watching has a better idea of who I am and what I stand for. So thank you for that.
You're welcome.
Of course, you're
Thank
welcome.
you.
Thank you for coming.
You can check us out on Instagram at @officialonthelow. I'm in the bio at 302Kev.
I'm in the bio as well. I'm at BLU13.
Make sure y'all hit that big red button, subscribe for your boys, hit the like button, bell, so you can get notifications whenever we drop, and we'll holla at y'all next time.
We out.
Boom.
It's a shame how many bitches giving out they brain. They attracted to men with status. I'm teaching you the game. Don't you worry about a bitch. Don't you worry about the fame. Just focus on your grind and watch that money fall like rain. I maneuver through these flows like a nigga on a jet ski. Your bitch steady peeping chill, bro. She don't impress me. Niggas trying to lower my